And thank you for joining us. We are on episode 55 of Half Hour Henshin, the show where I keep saying I'm going to come up with a starting bit for the episode and I forget to do it basically every week. As always, I am one of your hosts, Sleepy Witch, joined by
DJ Azure, the 2.5D here talking to her. Look. It's fine that we don't have like an official intro because at least as long as we say our names, I think it's fine.
I know, but I want to come up with something. I'm trying to be clever. Uh, but I don't think that's my
It's like,
strong
it's like a
suit.
cold open. It's like a cold open. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta come up with. I still want to come up with something better for a cold open. But speaking of openings, we got a little bit of the update to the Gotchard one. We get to see skateboard Bushido showing up the transformation line. So I'm just excited to see how they're gonna keep adding stuff to it as the suits get shown off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I really like how we're getting like previews, but what I'm really enjoying is that we have cards that just keep getting shown. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards shown, and then there's like I'm too lazy to count this right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's math's not 54. We have 54 cards that should be shown. 54 divided by 2, 26. So this should, if we get like 2 cards an episode, this may be done in 26 episodes, like the entire border maybe.
Okay,
I mean,
that makes sense.
My
And
math may be way off. So
your math may be way off, but I'm not smart enough to correct you on that, so you're safe for now. But what I was
for
gonna say
now.
is, I mean, that usually fits. Like, we usually kind of have like a mid-season shakeup. So maybe once all the cards are completed, that's when we're gonna get like the
Yeah.
real the real first like upgrade form instead of just being like side forms or whatever.
Well, we're probably gonna get the upgrade form either right before or right after New Year's.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting they always time that with New
Yeah,
Year's. Yeah.
and that's around like episode 13-ish. So my math still may be completely wrong, but
Right. I mean, hey, someone will figure it out, but it won't be
yeah.
us. Yeah, so we get to see a little bit more of Spanner's personality this episode.
Oh man. Okay.
I need
I
to
was.
wait. Do we? Here's the thing. I forgot to check. Do we have a canonical like age for Spanner?
I don't know.
Because I was gonna say, because originally, just from the description, it made it seem like maybe he was an upperclassman, like a grade or two above them or whatever.
Yeah.
But then him being like a big shot alchemist sent from like the higher ups thing, I'm just like, is this a full grown adult having beef with like a 14-year-old?
Hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Like, it looks like he graduated from Alchemist Academy. So who knows?
Oh, well, yeah, that's the thing.
It's
We don't know because this is with Rider and Toku logic. It's like anime logic. Where this is a guy who could have graduated at the ripe old age of like 15 because he was just
Oh
that
yeah.
good,
True.
kind of stuff. So I'm like that doesn't tell me anything because they always
Yeah.
have like they have the character who's like, oh my god, he graduated, but he's basically like a second year high school student or first year high school student. He's just here for whatever reason. Um,
Yeah, I'm not sure what to think of him right now. It's because like we like not only we pretty much get like a confirmed personality for him because like he number one he's already contradictory because like but like with everything he does he's so contradictory. Like he said that last episode, but here like he's helpful, then looks at Hotaro, doesn't want to help him, but wants to save Rin, so helps him, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah, it's really funny because he just has the like just completely ignores Hotaro, blah blah blah, who gives a shit. Then he literally
yeah
walks up to Rin and he's like, I hope we see again. I hope to see you again in the future, like wink.
yeah.
And it's like, oh god,
Yeah, not
this.
only that, and not only that gives like it's like it doesn't mind like like okay cool cards capture here you could have it. It's like doesn't care about actually like keeping the card, so it's like it's not really rival-ish, but at the same time it's like
Well,
what?
remember, he doesn't see the cards as anything
Oh
special. Hotaro sees them as like his
yeah. Mm,
friends, them beings he wants to befriend. This guy's just like, well,
yeah,
these are just things. Who cares? I can just give you something. Who gives a shit? But no,
yeah.
the big thing with this in particular that I'm thinking about or the big thing with that is like if Hotaro and Rina are being set up as a partnership. We also cuz one of the things we never explored uh directly with the first episode was Rinna being specifically like not turning in her sheet because she was like, "Oh, my future is predetermined." So my thought
Oh
that
yeah.
was like betrothed, like does she have like an arranged marriage to this guy kind of thing?
You know what? I didn't think about that, and that would be a very, very interesting thing to think about.
Because she doesn't seem like she doesn't know who he is, but
Mhm,
like he shows up and he's like, "Oh, he's super nice to her," and she's kind of like, "Eh," and I'm just like, especially with the whole like, "Oh, her future's already been decided," because we don't know in
mhm,
what shape. You know, I think the show expects you to think like, "Oh, I mean, she's an alchemist," but like that still could be anything, right?
mhm. Oh
So
man,
Spanner,
but yeah,
he maybe has
yeah.
like a devious side because we definitely see him kind of watching over like Hotaru at one point, just being like, "Is the prophecy true?" kind of vibe, or the prophecy is
Mhm.
true. Uh, I love his little friend, especially because I feel like that would be me in the Kamen Rider universe, just running around like, guys, I think monsters are real.
It's great. I mean, like we get to see a little bit more of the characters. I'm still laughing that we have our are you from Osaka? Yes, you are. And because she's wearing like the whole tiger hood thing.
Dude, her wearing funny hats is great. I love
Yeah.
her. My favorite thing is I didn't notice because it happened so fast. But when you
Mhm.
watch the opening sequence, the part with her and the one dude, her
Yeah.
part where she's doing like alchemy or whatever, the thing she's like alchemizing is money.
I didn't notice that. I
Yeah,
need to
if you
look
go
into
back
that.
again, it's like super quick because they just get like a tiny like like 2 seconds bit. But the thing that she's doing like right before she gets like pushed into him, she's like
Mhm.
alchemizing what looks like money to me.
Yeah, but okay, so here's the Osaka-ism that yeah, it's funny too because like okay, so like I said, like last week they basically showed her wearing takoyaki, basically showed her being a merchant. She's still being a merchant this episode, but the reason why she's Osaka in this episode is that it oh my god, it is money. The reason why she's Osaka in this episode is that I believe there's a team called the Henshin Tigers that is based in Osaka-ish area. And if you know about baseball in Japan, it's very,
Baseball
very
is huge
big.
in Japan. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I believe they are a very big Osaka-based team. So like one way to also one way to let a character know like they're from Osaka is that they're really, really into the Hanshin Tigers. So that might be like the reference to it.
No, that makes sense. That's a deep cut. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Uh,
I
yeah.
just like that she just shows up wearing the hats and like the Tigers. We get some card trades.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, kids, you too can trade your cards. Get a 2 for 1.
Yeah, I also just the vibe is so funny because again, like if a spanner is like significantly older, it's just really funny. Like, yeah, this guy just shows up and tries to just fucking fight a 14-year-old.
Yeah. Uh
But
and talking about
also
young characters, yeah, we see the sisters again this episode because I don't think we really saw them last episode, did we?
no, I think we just saw them on episode one, honestly, and then because
Yeah.
it's like episode one, and then we just saw like random amalgams pop up from
Mhm.
people. But we see the sisters, we see them get lured in by Hopper One, and we see the boy that will be part of your favorite suit, Ant Trooper,
Yeah.
being held against his will.
Yeah, I felt really bad because I actually do like kind of like the fact that like they're kind of like bandaged up, like they're being restrained when they're doing the amalgams like themselves,
Right.
like forcefully using them like that. It's great. Also, we get a lot more of Renee being Full Metal Alchemist this episode,
Which is
but
cool. I
it's
do like that they did like a teleportation thing so they could just fight like in a different location.
mhm,
Um but yeah, the
yeah,
bandage and Malcolm like vibe for whenever they use the thing is really cool. The fact that
mhm,
they can summon little like baby amalgams, at least in this one, I guess maybe that's an ant trooper power because it seems like it's a group of them, not like a single ant
mhm.
for the
Yeah, it makes
cards.
sense. Yeah, it makes sense for them to do that. Um, but yeah, like it's really interesting, and in said cave we do get some really, really emotional stuff. Like, yeah,
First of all, like
it's
damn, it is one way. It's always a way to like Chem's story is such as or Chem's story is such a like a hype song, and hearing it
Mhm.
slowed down for the guitar part for the really sad bits,
Oh,
really, yeah,
acoustic chemistry
the
was.
acoustic tuned down like duh, 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 as she's telling it, and it's like I also love the vibe of like we did only see her dad explode into light in Kamen Rider shows. That doesn't mean he's dead.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
necessarily. And so him being like her being like I feel like my dad is still alive, and him being like I'll believe that as long as you do was a really
Hmm.
cute way to cement them as like friends and in this case partners. Hopefully,
Yeah. Yeah, like definitely showing, second pro tag vibes, like
exactly.
as they said.
Like yep,
But yeah.
I'm waiting, especially because I'm thinking right now because I told you that this suit is giving me a lot of like Digimon vibes. I'm
Hmm.
currently waiting, hopefully, for like them to get like an upgrade form of or like an upgrade form of like the final form to be like a suit fusion.
Yeah. Oh man, what was actually really funny is that, like, we get another quote unquote PNG. Well, it's actually more of a
Hey,
3D
hey, hey!
model
This
this
one was
time
a
around.
3D model, okay?
Yeah, yeah. This was no, no, but it was sick though because
That's a
not
dot
only were they
OG.
doing ninja. Yeah, they were doing it was doing ninja stuff and doing the whole kind of like gelatinous cube thing around the chemi to trap it within the energy drink was super cool.
The energy drink
I really
as
enjoyed
like
that.
both a battery and like an energy drink kind of joke is really funny. I like that
Yeah.
they could use Sasuke Mara to like do ninja techniques. Uh,
Hmm.
I mean, it was just cool. They were a cool combination. Like you said, it's not a PNG this time. It was a dot OBJ file. But
Not OBJ.
that's a 3D model file. I don't remember what the Blender ones are. I was
Oh
gonna make a joke about that, but I don't use 3D that often.
yeah,
Um,
but
but
man, that was like honestly the way Hotaro gives up the driver this episode was so smart.
Oh, he gives it up instantly. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if it was smart. I think the energy like bringing it back. I think that was an accident.
No, 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 no. He planned that. He planned that. There's no way he did not plan that because he's like, yeah, good one, Energil, and it's like because he trusts them. Like he has so much trust in the chemis. The chemis are his friends.
My only thing that I regret or that I didn't get to see. We get to see the new suit with Venom Drake Mariner, and he just shoots out some rockets, and then eventually just like retransforms into into Red Bull.
Yeah.
I wanted to see. I'm telling you, it would be cool if all the main 10 forms had like a different kick.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, but it was sick though. Like seeing those missiles happen.
the missiles happen is cool. I wish we would have gotten more screen time with the suit, especially since it seems like the next episode we're getting a new suit. Uh,
Oh yeah, the suit that
which
I've been waiting for.
Yep. Which speaking of which, we'll just talk about it. We're having the wrestler Ant episode, and it looks like he is just going to like wrestling training camp, which is really
Yeah.
funny. Uh, I love that he's just wrestling. They're just wrestling wrestlers, so that's
Yeah.
gonna be a whole
And,
vibe.
and then Renee with a gun.
Yeah. I mean, hey, sometimes you do
Renee
what
with
you
the
need to do.
Yeah, Renee with the gun. Everyone was like joking. I was like, oh well, looks like Gotcha's gonna be the shortest series ever because Renee has a gun.
We'll see. But hey, we got a really cute thing at the end where she does actually come to his restaurant, which he invited her to.
Mhm.
And they are quote unquote like officially pronounced friends, which is very cute. Um, and
Yeah,
he
and
makes her
what
some
was
of
the
his
shout?
weird food.
Yep, and what was it? Shout outs to Eclipse Song of making a small little comic of this is my mom. No, and Renee grabbing my mom now.
No, it's like your mom, my mom. Now hold on. No, it's very good. Yeah, I love like their bit. I hope that their bit now is gonna be him making food for her and
Yeah.
her being like nah until he finally gets it right. Especially because you're like, oh, when she has like that first reaction, you're like, oh, she's either gonna be like, this is disgusting or like this is
Mhm.
amazing, and it's like just kind of off.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I'm enjoying that because they did they actually are showing the thing that they did say in the preview that he uses his alchemy to
to
like him
cook.
doing alchemy with the cards will influences him to come up with new ideas for food,
Yep.
which is really funny because like that's basically the beginning of Shokugeki no Soma.
Yeah. The vibe for it as well. It's really funny because I thought she was gonna maybe really like it, and then the bit is gonna be like just she's someone who just really likes his weird fucking food.
I hope so. Like it's really cute like seeing them together like this.
But anyway, speaking about people who sometimes have guns, Scarred.
Yeah.
I mean, this
uh
was an episode of Ultraman Blazer. The setup stuff here is, I
yeah,
mean, it's
it's
intense.
intense.
They don't know whether they can consider Blazar an ally or an enemy anymore, especially because stopped them, but he still stopped the kaiju, but also he was acting really weird, like punching himself and stuff. And obviously, we know that's Gento and Blazer kind of having differing opinions on what to do. Uh, I really like the look of the suit for like the bad guy suit for this one. The fact that it curls up into like a little rock looking thing. But
Oh yeah.
especially as the asteroid, how when it like rotates around, you can still see like the little appendages and stuff. Like very
Mhm.
cute, very solid. Love the
Yeah,
design of it.
yeah, like this actually feels like this episode also does remind you that yes, Ultraman is kaiju stuff.
Yeah,
Like
but also Ultraman is kaiju stuff, and Ultraman is dealing with government bureaucracy stuff. Uh,
so kaiju stuff.
yeah, honestly, okay, two. I walked into that one. Yeah, the kaiju having like landing gear was really funny. Expecting it to crash, but it just
Yeah.
like bounces off the water. That was not
Yeah.
what I expected to happen. He lands like perfectly normal. Also, like we already had a kaiju that came in that was a robot, and so this guy
Mhm.
kind of gives me that same vibe. It looks like part of him looks mechanical.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, like that. I think that's what it was a lot in the old Ultra shows. That they're just straight up aliens. A lot of kaiju are just straight up aliens,
oh yeah, yeah.
or like
Like there's
yeah.
some that come like from our Earth, but most of them are aliens.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, we get to see some really cool suit fight stuff between Earth Garon and this guy because we see the Earth Garon wailing on it. Uh,
Yeah.
oh my god, it charging up its EMP and then Earth Garon running and then like the brass being like, "Why is he running away? This is dumb."
Yeah, it's like, come on. Like, well, then again, like, government bureaucracy and yeah, the brass
No,
doesn't know.
yeah, the brass doesn't know, but like the EMP shot was really cool. I just can't help thinking that like, oh my god, you guys see the EMP coming. You guys should have not taken the risk of flying. Because now you're
Yeah, that
knocked out
was
in the air. Oh no.
yeah, that's a bit much. Also, the shot of like kind of I guess the river like being empty because of it.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it was because of it, but yeah, like just a shot of the river was like, oh. And then we get Gento's excuse to leave Earth Garen so they can transform this time.
Yep. Which is cool, but leads into kind of the big quote unquote inner conflict of whether him and Blazar don't seem to be on the same page.
Yeah.
And part
Uh
of it seems to be because like at the end of this he flees and he's gone, but like at the same time like, yo, is Henri still stuck in the lake? Or it's Emmy, right? Emmy.
yeah.
Emmy's still stuck in the no, wait, Emmy's the other one. Henri's the one who was with him. Is Henri still
Mm.
stuck in the lake? Should we not have gotten her out of there? How is he gonna explain that he's not in the robot?
I'm not sure. But we'll probably find out next episode because yeah.
Because he definitely ends up in the woods afterwards. But
Yeah.
honestly, I think the big takeaway from this one was like honestly like a really great suit fight. We get to see him like wail on this guy, and I like that its bit is turning into kind of like the rock form, so you can see Blazar jump around and stuff. The suit is like incredibly well made. Like it looks awesome, but it looks great in motion, and like all the fighting stuff looks really really good. I loved a lot of the framing shots they use with the like little stuff in like the miniature versions of stuff like in front of the camera.
Yeah. Oh man, but like another thing too though is like yeah Gento I guess also wants to keep Blazer safe as well too by like making sure that he's not like, in danger as well too. So
Yep.
yeah,
But the big thing being like, I'm sorry, going back just to the suit. Can we talk about how that suit is cool enough that it can like Sonic roll?
oh yeah, dude, I love that. It's so good.
But yeah,
You know,
no, Gento wants to keep Blazer safe, and we're gonna see what the bit is because so far we've kind of been we don't know who's been more in control, Blazer or Gento. But
yeah,
now it's
especially
make
because like yeah,
because
yeah,
especially
we
because
we
he
see that
doesn't
Blazer's
talk.
taking control. Yeah,
Yeah,
and Blazer
and
was taking control in Earthgaren too.
yep, and so now it's just kind of like cool, especially because at least from when they do the preview for the next one, it's like it's gonna take a lot of cooperation for them to defeat this enemy, and it's like cool. They need to like talk to each other and work together because it seems like their goals are misaligning here.
Yeah, and then like we see that final EMP like at a big like electric grid station. So it's like, oh, we're gonna have to see the aftermath of that next episode.
Right.
Oh man. Uh,
Yeah, no, solid.
yeah,
Honestly, solid episode, solid setup. I am wondering if we've just left Honor in the way because it looks like next episode is still kind of like happening like immediately afterwards ish. So, but
yeah,
big thing, Rene gets a gun, Blazer gets a sword.
yeah, and also another show that's just continuing right where it leaves off.
Okay.
We're still having Jeremy's no good bad day here.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, probably my favorite part of this episode happens at the very beginning, which is get the recap, and then we get the uh allowing this, Jeremy the Sixth, that performs the role of the mastermind, allowing this thread of terror to come to an end, or so the story goes. And then it's just like, if you'd like to praise me now, then by all means.
Yeah, it's
Him being the like in canon narrator is very, very good.
yeah, like that was one of the best ideas they had like to start off with for well, I mean like I want to say even to start off with, actually no was to start off with, because when it was revealed that Jeremy was the narrator, that was one of the best things ever.
Here's the thing: the opening and the narration stuff for Ogier has just been really good because it's set up everything. Even the fact that there was a small planet in the distant corner of the universe was a thing that ended up being like more important than we thought.
Mm,
Because originally I was just like, oh well, they're just mentioning that to let us know, like, yeah, this isn't Earth, it's a different planet, so like, don't expect
mm.
it to be Earth. And I'm like, that's cool. And I'm like, that probably won't be relevant later.
Yeah.
The
Also,
galactic insects show up. Oh yeah, right. I guess that was very relevant.
yeah, and not only that, like talking about little pieces they planted in the beginnings of the episodes, like yeah, Rita's eye,
Right,
and
right.
the fear of the gods was answered this episode, and I'm surprised they were able to balance the two out.
In addition to like, yeah, first of all, we get the last galactic insect jester, and can we talk about the fact that the boss had just forgotten about him? Oh yeah, there was a fifth guy. Right.
It's
But the beginning of
oh
this
man,
episode's super cute. I love seeing the Rita and Himeno interactions. They're adorable. Himeno and Rita, and fucking Rita being like, all right, there's one thing I do gotta tell you about. I fucking hate scalpers. I would kill every scalp. If I could kill every scalper with my bare hands, I would, Rita.
yeah. And then everyone was like, "Oh wow, you actually can be chatty."
Yeah, it's very
Uh,
funny. We
yeah,
also got to see some cute stuff with Jeremy and
Gira.
Gira. I just forgot Gira's name for some reason. Being like, I came in to check on you to see if you're okay. And he's like, I've been alive for a long time. Besides, this time, I have people who worry about me. And that was so cute. Especially with him
Yeah,
saying that I hope we could create a world where man and Bugnarok can coexist within my lifetime. To where you see Jeremy laughing, but kind of like embarrassed. He's like, aren't you a hasty one?
yeah.
Which is funny because his
Uh,
last name is like Hosty, so maybe he is.
oh, I didn't think about
I
that.
only thought about that now. But we also find out that
Yeah.
someone's collapsed in the mountain and they've brought him here. I wonder how this will tie into the rest of the episode.
Yeah, no, honestly, like I said, they bounce this out really well. Like we basically get Fear of the Gods, and we actually get to see Rita's mom, and the explanation for the eye, which is it's the super ultimate sealing move where you freeze yourself and another.
Yep. And man, I wasn't ready for like right before we show this off for Himeno to be basically the one who teaches Rita like the Ishibaran saying that basically means, you know, if I like even if I'm going to hell as long as I take you with me.
Yeah, that was sick. Yeah, and like one of the things that was really nice about this is that there was so much communication between everyone this episode. Like no one was like trying to hide secrets from each other really at this
Yeah,
point.
and at the beginning, Rita doesn't tell Himeno, but specifically, they don't tell Himeno because it's like, oh, it's kind of like a secret thing, blah blah blah. But the moment it's like, hey, my nation was attacked, I need to know the truth. Like, it's immediately like,
Mhm.
yeah, this is what it is. It's a secret sealing technique. It's a whole bit. Um,
Yeah, and of course, like this episode basically just like it was Chekhov's gun. The episode really,
but
like
also,
they,
this episode was harsh. The fact that we're like, look, we're gonna ask Karis when she wakes up, only to immediately been like, hey, not only is she dead, she was dead like days ago, and we're not sure what's going on. And it's like,
Mhm.
and I didn't get the setup here yet. I was like, oh man, because I was like, oh, maybe it's like, you know, that like anime willpower thing kind of thing where it's like, oh, her body should have you know fallen to pieces a while ago, but her indomitable spirit, you know, to like see Rita kept her alive. And it's like, no, things are much worse than that.
Yeah, like Glody, his name. Okay, number one, I basically looked him up, like say, why does he look familiar? And I found out that he's actually Kamen Rider Garen or Tachibana from Kamen Rider Blade, and the Libra Zodiarts from Kamen Rider Forze. Like that's the
Oh,
actor. Yeah, Kosei Amano. So he actually has been. So this is his first time, I believe, in Sentai.
yeah.
So
First of
yeah,
all,
like
he's fantastic as an actor.
oh,
I loved him in this role. I
he's
love the
so
costuming
creepy.
for him. I love the little tiny. What is it that like? Do you know what I mean? Like those like tiny glasses have become like a staple for like evil doctor characters.
Yeah, yeah, he is so creepy. And then you basically find out like, oh, hey, cool, he's able to raise the dead. And then you just and like if it hadn't clicked for you yet, oh no, Rita's mom too.
Yep. And the whole bit is that they're like, "Oh, you think I can control the dead?" And he's like, "No, I wish I could control them, but it's just like they just kind of have their base instinct to destroy, and they just kind of come up, which I think is cool. I think it would have been kind of OP
Yeah.
if you could just control the dead, um, but
Also, the way he fights, he does not give a crap about any of the people he raised.
no, he does
It's
not. It's I
so
mean,
good.
but it's so good, and I also like the vibe of him being like another like, oh yeah, I'm what's it called? I want to die so bad, but I'm unable to.
Yeah, I enjoyed that fact about him too. It's like,
Especially
nope,
because
still can't die.
they show up with the guns and they shoot them all dead. And it's like he was like a bad guy, but I guess he died.
Yeah.
Also,
Uh,
rip in peace, Rita's dad too,
yeah.
because they just used him to find Karas, and then we just see him like knocked out or I assume dead at this point.
Mhm.
He gets freed. Rita's mom, who survived, is like eviscerated instantly. Uh, Brody the Tranquil, just looking at human was really cool, but also just the fucking king being like, Grody, Grody, Grody. All right, I remember him. So he's alive, and it's like, yeah, he's alive. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, and man, he is just absolutely creepy this entire episode. Like he is one-shotting everyone too. Like it's crazy how strong the jesters are.
Yep.
Like
Which is
every single
again
one of them.
why we're gonna need that training. Or something's got to happen in between this for this to work. But yep, we see that he revived Rita's mom, and it looks like Rita's mom's like last like instinct was to try to go find Rita.
Hmm.
Uh, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, we end.
Yeah, and after that, like as if knowing who the fear of the gods is, as if finding out about Rita's eye and her and Sarah's and Kara's at the same time. No, everything we basically leave off this episode with Jeremy's mom showing up.
Oh yeah, I mean we haven't even talked about like the big thing in this episode. Rita just decides to try to seal Grody because he can't be killed because he starts off Fury of the Gods too, which
Mhm,
now it's really cool. It's like, oh, how did he control all those shoe gods? He didn't.
mhm.
Those were all the dead shoe gods that he just reanimated,
Yeah.
and they were going wild because they only had the instinct to destroy. And I guess because he talks about how if he's taken out, that the fury of the gods will stop. So I guess the bit is that like when Karas imprisoned him before, again, because since he can't die, he can't be judged by the law, quote unquote. So he just
Mhm.
imprisoned him. That's when they stopped the last fury of the gods. Rita decides to fucking sacrifice themselves as well. And then we get like a cute little scene of like Malfun hugging Rita.
Yeah, and then we see that like the voice that of Mofu and she was hearing in her head was Himeno, like saying, "I'll support you," and I'm like,
Yeah, it being like stop it. We'll find another way to do this. I lost my family, I lost my people, I lost everything, but he can't take something else away from me. He can't take you too. Uh,
yeah,
and it's like we're gonna work on it and we're gonna do it together. Uh, which is like, oh man, this is already like an intense place to like leave this episode. And then it's like this guy's like, well, why don't you finally die? And he just gets like knocked the fuck out.
yeah,
And who is it? Because I wasn't ready. Because I saw the like thing. She's like, "Oh, is it the pink lady again?" It's like, no. And it's like you see the spider, and you're like, "What the
no,
fuck? What the fuck is that, Jared?" And then it's like, "Awesome." Then she immediately like one shots all of them.
yeah, it's like, what is going on? And then and then the preview starts off with her in her giant form. Yeah, as it to remind you, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we need to show the giant robot again. We have not shown King Oger in 3 episodes.
But also like they've made the like mention that like if you use the giant form, basically you're gonna die anyway. So like
Hmm.
is Jeremy's mom immediately fated to die, but we get a prediction from the king: when you die, you'll be on your own. So it looks like we're gonna get like a wild episode next week.
Oh man. Yeah, I honestly at this point I don't know where we're going. I thought it was gonna be a more straightforward. We're just gonna get bigger and bigger, but I'm surprised. No, not like no real new toys this episode lately either. Like I thought they would have shown a new toy by now.
No, I feel like we do have to get like the setup. You know that there's gonna be some kind of upgrade before they can fight the jesters for real, and to do that there is gonna be a new toy.
Yeah,
But
and after that,
Mm,
yeah, and after that, I think this month, or sorry, well, I mean, we're gonna release this at the end of at the exact day. Um, what was it, September 30th? I think, right on
I
Saturday,
think so.
and yeah, but apparently October we're supposed to see Kyoru Red, who Daigo, aka King.
Yep.
So
I know I've been
I
see I
wonder if
know
that's how we're gonna, yeah,
Yeah, I know I've been seeing people freaking out about this because people really liked Kyuruga Red. So,
mhm,
I mean, it'll be
yeah.
cool to see him. I'm gonna be honest, from how people were talking about him, I thought he would have shown up way earlier because people have been talking about this for a while now, right?
Yeah, but I remember I think the magazine did say mid October. So
Right,
I
right.
I'm like the crazy thing is that apparently he's actually canon. Like if he's actually canon and it's not just a cameo, I'm gonna be surprised. Like I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about it, but it also might be the catalyst for them to get a new toy.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe even a a P Bandai special toy.
Yeah, I mean, we all.
Uh,
I think they already said that they are releasing a Kyoruger. Yeah, a Kyoru Goptira that can actually transform into that can actually be compatible with the shoe gods. So I'm curious. I'm curious about this. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm really excited to see how they're gonna do this. But yeah, like this week was just nothing but intense episodes. Like
yep,
yeah,
yep. And with that, we will leave you for next week, where I mean, it looks like the episodes are going to continue being intense on all sides. Though it looks like the Gotcha episode is going to be more funny intense than anything else.
Mhm. This is
But with that, thank you for joining us on this journey on Sakusatsu. Later.
Later.
This program is brought to you by
Our unending love of tokusatsu.
If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe.
And hit the bell for notifications. And if you would like to support us further, consider becoming a patron at our Patreon, Half Hour Henshin.
You can get some exclusive benefits, such as your name in the credits and joining our sticker club. Or, if you want to help with a one-time donation,
you can also find us at Ko-fi at Half Hour Henshin. You can email us with any questions or theories at halfhourhenshin@gmail.com or on Twitter at halfhourhenshin.